Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. I just ate a cracker, so... I always have bad timing for this. Anyways, I'm sorry if that made you cringe. I'm a truly disgusting human being. But anyways, let's just jump into it. I still haven't seen any special reason to walk in pairs. Anyway, we were walking on the well-trodden forest trails, and it would be quite difficult to get lost here even if I wanted to. Moreover, while we'd already been hiking for half an hour, we weren't rushing into the depths of the forest, trying to face all the dangers that could test our courage and harden our pioneer spirits, but instead we were just walking around in circles. However, if we take into account that Olga Dmitrievna was our chief, this hike could be compared to a hobbit's march from the Shire to Mordor. Wow. Just as Zhenya said, insisted. I was following her at a distance in silence. The librarian seemed to be perfectly okay with it. Hey, don't you know when we'll reach our destination? Our what? Ahem. The place we'll settle down and set up camp. The whole point of this hike isn't to set up camp, but the hiking itself. You don't get it! Yeah, it seemed that I didn't understand a thing about hiking. I guess you're right, but still. I don't know! She replied sharply and quickened her pace. What a bitch. I caught up with her and asked, Listen, why are you always so bitchy? I was about to say mean. Oh, well, that's polite. But stopped short. I haven't done anything bad to you, and I'm not going to. She glared at me in surprise. Oh, wait, so what? Well, unsociable, kind of. Or is it something about me? Oh, cut that stupidity out already! As you wish. I decided not to start a conversation with her for the rest of the hike. Nice, this is really lovely looking. At last, Olga Dmitrievna decided to end this Sisyphean toil. Is that another Lord of the Rings reference? 'Cause I don't know how to say that. And if it's not, I still don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. I'm a Canadian now. I'm about to go fuck a bottle of maple syrup. We do it dirty in Canadian land. Canadian land. That reminds me of the time I was like talking to someone about how like sometimes I just go into like a random British accent for no apparent reason. And I was like talking to myself and I said, I'm from Britland. See, I combined Britain with England, and it came up with Britland. It makes sense if you're stupid and not thinking about it. He said Britland, and I'm like, I have an explanation for that. Anyways. It's time to halt! It's almost like a stop sign that says yield. It's time to halt. The place chosen turned out to be quite a large glade with a few tree trunks laid in half circle to make an improvised arbour with the remains of a campfire in the middle. Obviously, such hikes are a tradition of this camp. I was sent to gather firewood together with the other boys. But it didn't take long because there were a lot of branches and logs of various sizes lying around. Eventually, Olga Dmitrievna lit the fire using some old newspapers. I was eager to know what was written there, but couldn't discern anything other than Soviet symbols. Goddamn Soviet symbols! Pioneers took their places on the fallen log benches and started to talk about things. It seems that the final goal of this event had been achieved. The only things missing were a pot of fish soup, aluminum cups of vodka, and a guitar. But I wouldn't be surprised if these, yes, that's perfect, beautiful English. If all of these things, all of these would appear somehow. What are you thinking about? Them tits. Slavia sat next to me. Oh, nothing special, just them tits. Just enjoying the hike. Oh, yeah, that too. And them tits. I answered sarcastically. Oh, just enjoying the hike. Not. Joke's on you, big tits. I'm just kidding. She doesn't. I mean, she has nice melons. You don't look too happy. Well, I'm not about to jump for joy. Sorry about that. Okay, I won't disturb you. She sat with me for a while, but after realizing that I was in the mood of talking, she left me to enjoy my introspection all alone. And all I wished for was to lie down in bed and fall asleep as soon as possible, but I was being surrounded by smoke and the useless chatter of pioneers around me instead. They were cheering and laughing and in general enjoying this warm summer evening. In the far side of the glade, I noticed that Lena was arguing with Alyssa intensely, and Lena seemed like complete opposites to me. Slavia had left to go somewhere after our conversation, it seems. Electronic and Shirk were trying furiously to prove something to Olga Dmitrievna. It looks like I'm the only one who doesn't belong here. Do nothing, just stay seated. Try to find out what Alyssa and Lena are arguing about. Let's do that! But on the other hand, why should I care? All I was doing was just watching the fire. There is a saying that claims that one could watch forever as well as running water. But there was also some third thing there. What was that? One could watch three things forever: burning fire, running water, and how other people work. What? The camp leader pulled me out of my daydreaming. Semyon, don't you think that it's too early to relax? But what else would I need to do? I honestly couldn't get what Olga Dmitrievna wanted from me. I don't know. She stopped for a moment. But if there is something to be done, then do it without hesitation. She smiled ambiguously and went back to the fire to throw a few branches on. After those words, I am completely sure that she treats me like a personal slave. Or at least like I'm a free labor force, which is, strictly speaking, the same thing. I sighed and put my head down on my hands, hoping my torments would be over for today. Someone patted me on the shoulder. I looked up and saw Shirk and Electronic, who sat next to me. What do you want? What do you want? I asked tiredly. Don't be sad. Fuck you, I'll be sad if I want. Is there anything better to do? Look, we've been discussing the possibilities for the advancement of the Cybernetics Club with Olga Dmitrievna. And there is a problem. We need more guys. Oh god, I don't want a sausage party. I want some boobs. Come on. What am I here for? If you could. He hesitated. Advancement, and those guys are incompatible with each other. I said nothing and started to look over the pioneers around me instead. Well, I don't have time. Can't you see that I'm always busy with the camp leader's errands? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's kind of embarrassing how it all went today with Uliana. I looked at him with surprise. Seems that Shirk blames himself for that cake accident. Yeah, it is. All the pioneers seemed to be here, but I couldn't spot Slavia anywhere. I think she is angry with me. Who? I asked absently. Uliana. Maybe I should apologize? Do you have a crush on her? No, it's not your fault. We sat silently for a while, and then I stood up and said, my legs are numb, I better take a Okay, my legs are numb, I better take a walk. They made no reply. I made a few circles around our improvised camp, noticing the close looks of the camp leader following me. Looks like Olga Dmitrievna couldn't wait to come up with some kind of new task for me. I haven't found Slavia anywhere. Maybe I should go and try to find her? On the other hand, I felt sorry for Uliana every time I recalled her upset face. Maybe this hike isn't the most entertaining thing ever, but sitting there all alone isn't any better either. But at the same time, I didn't want to go anywhere. I remained seated, go to Uliana, try to find Slavia. Fuck it. I was absolutely sure that Slavia was alright, so I decided to stay. I guess that's enough for me today. What? Why do I keep, like, not doing what I tell myself to do? I told myself to try to find Slavia, and I was like, oh, I guess she's fine. What the? If you're not gonna let me choose a choice, then don't put a choice there in the first place! Game! I'd say boy in this case, but game! Come on! What the fuck? I sat in my previous place and waited for the end of the hike patiently, almost physically able to feel the looks the camp leader aimed at me. At last she stood up and declared, "And now let's play cities!" I had nothing against the game itself, but it was obvious that the hike will take longer because of it. Pioneers sat around the fire. I noticed Lena and Alyssa, who took their places on a trunk opposite me. Seems that everything is alright. And just a few minutes ago, I'd thought the opposite while looking at their quarrel. But anything is possible. I'd really like to know what they were talking about, but it's impossible now, and I could feel tiredness growing in me more and more. Well, yeah, is that what happens every time? Or is it something like the choices I've made before determine whether I actually go through with the choices that I make right now? Because I'm confused about why would it give me the choices if I pick them? Why wouldn't it like actually do the thing that I chose? Is that just a bug, or is it just part of the game? Or can someone who's played this game before let me know? Because I don't want to like accidentally stumble upon spoilers, but can someone let me know if that's actually what's supposed to happen? Because I find that a little bit, you know, weird to actually, like, you know, put choices there, but like you choose them, but it's like, haha, never mind, you don't do anything at all. It's like, well, then why did you put that there in the first place? And like, if it's a case of like something happening previously that determines whether you have certain choices or not, then like, why would you put the choices there if I didn't earn them from my actions previously? It's like, what the fuck? Excuse me, what? Anyways, so let me know in the comments below if like that's supposed to happen, or I don't know. I just think that's weird. My mind was completely blank. To be precise, my head was so heavy that there was no place in it for ideas to unfold. While in my better times my brain appeared to be a wide highway with millions of thoughts running by, chasing one another and causing major crashes. Disturbing. Now it was more like a footpath lost in the woods, which is used rarely and only in exceptional cases. Slavia didn't come back. You should have looked for her when I told you to! Maybe she had something to do? But once again, there's no way to find out now. What the fuck? Okay, let's start. Moscow! Pioneers started to name cities. Finally, it was my turn. Try to listen closely to catch the first letter of the city I'll have to use. Arkhangelsk. What? Arkhangelsk. We played several rounds. Each new city name made it harder to remember everything that was mentioned before. My attention was dissipating, and I was already lost in all these capitals. Megalopolis. Wait. Megalopolises. What? Villages and urban settlements. Semyon! Semyon! It's your turn! Olga Dmitrievna brought me back to reality. Oh! There goes gravity! Oh! Oh, excuse me. And what was the last one? You're daydreaming again. I'm tired. Fuck off. It was Sevastopol. Okay, then I'll say London. Already used. Well then, got me thinking. There were tons of cities in the world starting with L, but it was hard to remember even one of them now. Liverpool? Already there. Los Angeles? Ah! Finally! She gave me a scornful look, but the game went on. I could hardly bear to think of another city starting with L, but fortunately, it was the last round. Okay, that's enough for today. It's already late. Time to go back. I sighed with relief. On our way back, we walked as we liked without joining in pairs. Night descended upon a camp. A perfectly regular and normal night. It was one of those nights when dark skies, stars, and even a crescent moon don't cause any special feelings, and the chirping of crickets and the songs of the night birds seem more like routine work noises than a nocturnal chorus. That is not a crescent moon. I have been lied to. In a few minutes, all the pioneers were lining up in the square. It was quite late already, and fatigue took its toll, so our lineup wasn't perfectly aligned. It looked more to me like a line of Vikings after a successful battle where the warriors are happy and smiling, anticipating their return to their families rather than thinking about maintaining correct formation. But someone else could possibly see a completely defeated troop or a bunch of survivors who have to march to their homeland with the last of their strength. Thanks, everyone! And now go to sleep. It's late already. Pioneers quickly each ran their own ways, and I was left together with the camp leader. And we should go too. We went in complete silence to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Okay, let's sleep. That was fast, she said, turning off the light. I was tossing and turning for quite a while, recalling all the events of the day. On the one hand, I was overcome with fatigue. On the other hand, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd forgotten something, done something wrong, and said something wrong. Yeah, you did the wrong things when I told you to do things! You fucking idiot! And this feeling of incompleteness was tormenting me. It was about 2 a.m. All bad things would end sooner or later, or at least would take a break. I fell asleep. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Day 6. Wow. Day 6. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know what time it was when Olga Dmitrievna woke me up, but even before opening my eyes, I felt the imminence of death. What? Well, guys, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Everlasting Summer and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!